Welcome back, and in our top business story, the Telecommunications Regulatory Authority released a statement today stating it does not at this time have any intention whatsoever to license a third operator in the UAE telecoms market. It added that the statement comes in response to articles which have been circulated in a number of local newspapers about the matter, further stating that both Etisalat and Du are currently meeting the needs of the UAE market. The Abu Dhabi government is looking at injecting up to 37 billion dirhams into Al Ain's new aviation project. According to a local paper, the deputy CEO of Strata, an aerospace company controlled by the Abu Dhabi-based Mubadala, the Aviation City Nabras will be one of the largest, most important aviation ventures in the region. It will boast a number of aviation industries and educational and housing facilities, and Phase 1 is set for delivery in 2015. Mubadala has already launched Phase 1, which will include an aviation academy among other facilities. And developers are looking to attract foreign investments and global firms to open within the project. Alma Saw Capital Limited, a new player which entered the alternative asset management field in January 2010, believes that there are vast investment opportunities across the MENA region. Second Investor Forum attracted business leaders from the region to give their perspective on the economic environment globally and its impact on the MENA region. With 58 investments in 11 different sectors, Salish Dash, the CEO of Alma Saw Capital Limited, has over 16 years' experience in investments and currently aims to reach the $1 billion mark of asset management within the near future. Just passing 16 months of operations, Dash expressed that they're looking to meet clients' needs and fill the gaps in the healthcare and education sectors.
The two aspects. First, our track record, our experience in these sectors. The second is, of course, the kind of changes that it does to the society in terms of the returns, in terms of contribution, looking after both the younger population and the older age population. So it meets both the needs of the society.
AMCL are working in unison with Healthcare MENA Limited, which opened at the beginning of last year. Staffing, upgrading facilities and patient flows were on the list of challenges for the hospital. However, HML now state that they are in a stable condition in Dubai, Abu Dhabi and also Kuwait, and are seeking to attract low to middle income families across the MENA East region.
Alma Saw Capital, works in unison with the Healthcare MENA team on a number of fronts. And one of them important is, on new acquisitions. We work together to make sure that we have the right acquisition in the beginning. And then later on, we set up a team together to make sure that all the new purchasing system, the new investments are done in cooperation with each other. And then at the same time, their team helps us with insurance companies, with rejections, collections, and all financial matters.
DP World announced today a 23% rise in profits for last year, boasting $1.3 billion in earnings and a revenue boost of 14% at $2.9 billion. DP World Group Chief Executive Mohammed Sharaf attributed the rise to solid growth in emerging markets, as well as sustainable growth at the flagship terminal Jebel Ali. So with that, let's now take a look at the stock indices across the GCC. There's some concern today in Asian markets as they fall on the back of weaker than expected durable goods orders in the US. So is this just a short-term reaction, or is there more to it? And gold saw a brief but sharp rally early in the week after Fed Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke indicated he still saw weakness in the US economy. So should investors be taking a more serious look at gold once again? Well, we earlier spoke with Bruce Powers, the head of research at Trust Securities.
So far, we're seeing the U.S. equity markets hold up very well. We're seeing some weakness today in Asia and some of the European markets, but U.S. is holding up okay. The other market of importance is China. What happens in China is very important for the global economy and therefore the global equity markets. If you remember last week, we were talking about the Shanghai Composite Index and how last year it was a good leading indicator of subsequent weakness that we saw in across the board in the global equity markets. So far this year, we've had a rally in the Shanghai Index, but since then, particularly this week, we're starting to see weakness once again. The index is only up 5.5% approximately from the bottom. This is a very weak recovery compared to most global equity markets, which have had very strong recoveries. So we're going to have to keep a close eye again on what's going on in China, because that relative weakness could spread across the board to other global equity markets. We hit a high in gold around 1920 back in early September, and since then it's been chopping around in a very wide range as investors try to determine which way it's going to head next. Either it's going to break above the high or break above the low of that range, continuing to trend higher, continuing to trend lower. So in the meantime, there's a lot of trading opportunities in this volatility within this large range. We saw a nice rally earlier in the week. Since then, gold has pulled back a bit. If it can hold the 1954 level, I think there's a good chance we can have another leg up. But the 1580 level for long-term investors, I think, is going to present a more interesting price area to look to maybe start to scale back into the market, add to existing positions.